Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White. This is episode number 19. In this episode, we're going to be traversing the desert that is Route number 4. And to start, this construction worker now will let you pass, now that you have the insect badge, so we can walk through here. I'm going to grab the burn heal that's right here, and we can battle all of these trainers that are in here. There's not a lot of them, but I want to get as many battles in as I possibly can because I want my Pokemon to be up to snuff and ready to go for our next gym challenge, which realistically isn't that far away because Nimbassa is not really that far away at all, and I believe we can challenge the gym almost right away. Alright, so Darumaka is the starting Pokemon here. It's a level 19, and it is a pure Fire-type Pokemon, so we're going to switch Servine out for Palpitoad. We should be able to knock it out in one hit with Bubble Beam. Darumaka usually has the Hustle ability, which trades accuracy for attack power, so it increases its attack by, I think, 1.5%, and also decreases its accuracy down to like 80 or 85%. Alright, I went down pretty quickly there. Servine also grew up to level 26 in the midst of that battle. We're going to use a Repel, so we have 6 left to get us through the rest of this route and the Desert Resort, which should be just about enough to get the job done. Picked up an Ether, and I'm sure I won't use those because I very rarely use Ethers or Elixirs, but that's alright, I can always sell them. Alright, Backpacker Anna is the next battler, and she's going to start off with a Cottony, and apparently this is our only Pokemon. So, just a pure Grass type. It looks like it could be a Flying type, but it's not. So we're going to go for a Growth to pump up our attack and special attack. Meanwhile, Cottony is going to go for a Mega Drain, which does a total of 2 damage. In fact, the Sandstorm did more damage than Mega Drain did. For some reason, this Cottony is faster than my Servine, and went for the Cotton Spore, which decreases our speed further, but that would be most useful if there were more Pokemon coming out in the battle, but this is our only one, so not really that useful at all. A second tackle gets rid of the Cottony, and that's the end of this battle. Alright, so I see another Backpacker up here. Let's do it! Alright, where did you come from? Does it matter? We're still gonna battle regardless. Alright, Jill, she also has one Pokemon, and kind of saw this one coming, but I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be the case. Petalil, level 18. It is a pure Grass type, much like Cottony. It's not quite as fast, but it does have very high special attack and special defense, and it likes to use Sleep Powder, which sucks. I don't know if I have any healing items, but I'm going to check. Hopefully I have an Awakening. Yes, I do. I do have one Awakening. So I need to make it count. And Petalil goes for the Synthesis, which recovers its HP, but the problem with Synthesis is that it's less effective at recovering HP in the Sandstorm. So it only recovers, I think, 1/3 of its HP instead of 1/2. So anyway, Sleep Powder ended up missing, so that allowed us to get another tackle in and get rid of the Petalil without having to go through being asleep again. I picked up a Super Potion there, which I will use because I use Super Potions all the time. And now I can battle this 4th Backpacker. Alright, Waylon. He has a Blitzel at level 19. And we have Servine, so we have the advantage here. Hopefully we can knock it out in one hit, though, because Blitzels usually come with Flame Charge. Don't want to get caught in the middle of that because it'll also become faster than me once it hits. Leaf Tornado ends up knocking it out in one hit, and apparently that's his only Pokemon. All 4 of those trainers only had one Pokemon. Why couldn't they just have 2 with 2? Alright, I didn't miss any items down here, so instead of going straight, that will lead over to Nimbassa City. We're going to go to the left. There's going to be some trainers over here. There should be some items as well, but this is what's going to lead us over to the Desert Resort. Alright, so this builder, construction worker guy, he starts off, I said that very strangely. He starts off with a Roggenrola at level 18. It's a pure rock type, has a sturdy ability. We went over this a bunch of times because Roggenrolas are fairly common when fighting trainers. So I recommend using Leech Seed if you have it. That'll allow you to get some HP back and also get rid of the sturdy ability that prevents you from knocking out Roggenrola in one hit. Timber is next, and we're going to keep Servine out here because Servine really didn't get a whole lot of action during the Bug Gym days, so we're going to let him take a lot of these battles here. Leaf Tornado knocks out Timber in one hit, so that Servine is definitely getting more powerful as we go on here. Alright, we have another builder to fight. Oh, they're actually called workers. I feel like it would make more sense to call them builders, but I guess they're workers. Whatever. Alright, so just a Timber at level 19 this time, that's it. As you can see, a lot of these battles go by so quickly. I mean, I am speeding it up just a tad, but these battles really do go by that fast. And if you're training less Pokemon than me, your Pokemon are probably almost at level 30 by now. So you should be just plowing through this even faster than I am. One hit on everyone, pretty much. There's a vending machine right there. You can buy some soft drinks if you want. They're cheaper and more efficient than buying potions at a Pokemart, just so you know. I don't mean to brag, but I'm a Dig Pro. I'll give you this TM so you can use it too. We obtained TM 28, which is Dig. In the 5th generation, Dig had a power increase from 60 to 80. It still has 100% accuracy, so it's a much better move now than it was before, because it was kind of a waste of a turn because it was a 2-turn attack and only had 60 power, so kind of useless, but it's much better off now. So I may end up teaching that to somebody, but I'm going to hold off on that for right now. Alright, now we've made it to the Desert Resort. There are a couple of new wild Pokemon here that I will explain in a second. I think this is a double battle. At least that's what it looks like they're setting me up for. Wait. No? No, apparently not. Alright, well, the wild Pokemon that I wanted to tell you about, one of them is Maractus. It's a pure grass-type Pokemon, and it kind of reminds me of Cacturn's illegitimate son. That's the only way I can think of to explain it. It looks kind of mutated and retarded, and it is a cactus. But they already had a cactus Pokemon, so I don't know why they bothered creating it. Cacturn. Maractus does not evolve, and it's pretty much a waste of time, but you can find it here. And this is the only place you can find it, I believe. So if you're looking for one, there you go. You can also find Sigilif here, and it is a very useful Pokemon. It's a Psychic and Flying type Pokemon. It also is a Pokemon that does not evolve, but it has very good stats, an awesome move pool. It's one of the few really good Psychic type Pokemon in this game, because there's really not a lot. I was surprised at the lack of decent Psychic types, but yeah, this is the only place you can find Sigilif, so I recommend picking one up if you're looking for a good Psychic type. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you get into the Desert Resort here is battle this doctor, because after you beat him, you can come back to him and he will heal you free of charge over and over and over again, much like the nurse did all the way back in Pinwheel Forest. So he has a Solosis, and that's just a pure Psychic type Pokemon. We knocked it out with a couple of pursuits, and Blitzel grew up to the next level as well. And he says, now I will make your Pokemon healthy, so he'll heal you, and then every time you come back hereafter, you can get yourself all healed up from whatever damage you take from the desert, the sandstorm, and the trainers that are here as well. Alright, so let's get started taking on all these trainers. Having traveled the world, I realize we can communicate through our Pokemon. Okay. Well, that's just fantastic. And he has a girl's name, Kelsey. Haha. That's really not a girl's name. I guess it can go either way, but I've only ever known girls to have that name, so whatever. Alright, so with Tranquil here, it's a normal and flying type Pokemon. Clearly I'm at a disadvantage with Servine, so I switched out, and he ended up going for a Detect, so it was a good move. The only damage I took that turn was from the Sandstorm. Now we can go for Spark, which is super effective, and takes him down to just like 2 HP. And the Sandstorm might finish him off, actually. Not quite. Alright, well, we're still faster than him, so we can get a Pursuit off. And that finishes the battle. And that's his only Pokemon. Sweet! Okay, so, I mean, you don't have to go back to the doctor after every battle, but you can do that if you want. If you're wondering why I'm not doing that, it's because I don't really care that much. I have a bunch of healing items as well. I bought a bunch of Soda Pop and fresh water at one of the vending machines in Castelia City. I think I did that on my way out of the city, actually. I don't exactly remember when I did it, but I know I have them, so if I get into a bind, I'll be good to go. And they're very inexpensive, so it's not like I'm wasting a lot of money. Alright, so this guy is kind of guarding nothing over here, but I wanted to go battle him. He starts off with Solosis at level 23, so Solosis is a pure Psychic-type Pokemon, and it specializes in special attack and HP. It has a very high HP rating. It also has pretty high special defense as well, and it also has a special ability which prevents it from being damaged by weather conditions, so the Sandstorm is not going to inflict any damage on it. Likewise, if you were to bring Hail onto the field, Hail would also not inflict any damage on it, so that part is actually pretty useful, honestly. If you do have a Solosis at this point, which you could have if you went forwards past Nimbassa City and then came back, because that's a possibility. You don't have to do the Desert Resort now by any means. Solosis would be a good idea to have in the front, so he can withstand most of the Sandstorm damage. Alright, so Blitzel takes out Woobat very easily with one hit with Spark, and that does it for Mr. Psychic. And there is an item over here, and it's a Firestone. It's a fairly rare item, in fact, and it will evolve. Nice. It will evolve your Pansear. That's what I was looking for. I don't know if there are any other Pokemon that use Firestones that are before the National Dex, but I know for sure that Pansear uses it. So if you have a Pansear, if you want to go capture a Pansear, you will now be able to evolve it. Yeah. Scorching Desert, a passion for adventure, and a heated Pokemon battle. Well, this girl has her priorities, I guess, or her mindset, whatever you want to call it. Sheesh. Ducklet, level 24. Alright, so it's a water and flying type Pokemon. Obviously, it is quad weak to electricity, but I'm going to skip out on the electricity and just hit it with a couple of Leaf Tornadoes. It goes for the Aqua Ring, so it'll basically just get back the HP that it lost from the Sandstorm. That's pretty much all it does. And essentially, he wasted his turn, because a second Leaf Tornado gets rid of it. I noticed that a lot of these trainers have only one Pokemon. It's kind of strange. Alright, so she gives us a Rostberry. Yay. Not that useful, but whatever. I will show you the harshness. Okay. He's gonna show us the harshness. The harshness. Having a lot of difficulty saying like specific words for some reason lately. Like whenever I try to say specific words, I just trip up. I don't know why. It's a conspiracy. Darumaka, level 23. Again, pure fire types. We're going to switch out to Palpitoad, which is a good thing because Fire Punch would have killed Servine almost certainly. Bubble Beam, however, gets rid of Darumaka in one hit. Goodbye. And was that the end of the battle? Nope. He has a Blitzel as well, but we can also just stay with Palpitoad. I love Palpitoad. He's awesome. Mudshot's going to be super effective on Blitzel and gets rid of it. Even though it was at level 23, I feel like that's kind of high, but doesn't matter. Goes down in one hit. Be careful of burns, and he gives us a Rostberry, which will help cure us of burns should we get burned by anything. There's got to be an item back here somewhere. I feel like that would be the thing to do. Yes. TM39 is hiding back here, and that is Rock Tomb. It's a useful TM. It has, I believe, 50 power and 80% accuracy, and it also is a surefire way to lower your opponent's speed on top of that. Not to mention, teaching somebody like Timber or Scraggy a rock-type move is very helpful when helping them ward off super effective flying types like Tranquil and whatnot. Ah, crap, I just moved out of the way. Darn it! Come on, Mr. Psychic. There we go. The abilities of my Pokemon. Okay, you want to show me your abilities? I would love that. He has two Pokemon. His name is Low. It's a very interesting name. He doesn't even have Psychic Pokemon. Yamask is a Pokemon we have not seen yet, and it is a pure Ghost type. It's at level 22. So let's see. I don't have anything that can really do a lot of damage on it besides Pursuit, but that's with Blitzel. So we'll just go for a Leaf Tornado. It takes away about half of its health. And it went for a Will-O-Wisp, which burns us, and that sucks because now we're going to be receiving the Sandstorm damage in addition to burn damage after every turn. So that's a HP eater for sure. It also decreases our ability to use physical attacks. So I will want to be curing that burn as soon as I possibly can. Maybe I can take him back to the doctor or something. We'll see. Muna is next, and Muna is actually like a legit Psychic-type Pokemon, and we can just pretty much spam the crap out of Pursuit here. We might be able to get away with killing it after a second Pursuit with the Sandstorm damage. Maybe. Yep, just barely, but the Sandstorm ends up winning us that battle, and that does it for Psychic Low. Alright, so what do we have up here? Ah, the Relic Castle. And is there any items up here? Yes, there is. I had a hunch. A Heart Scale, which we can use later at the Move Tutor, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. There's no use for it. There's also nothing that we can do inside this specific entrance of the Relic Castle, but we will be re-emerging from here after we get that item later on, but that's nothing to worry about. You can catch a Yamaskin here if you want to. That's the main reason why I came in there, just to kind of show you around, explain that to you. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. In the next episode, we will continue exploring the desert resort and hopefully get up to Nimbassa City. But thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for episode number 20. Game on.